morning, 9:02 on this last day of January. CJ Nasello, it's our daily show on RiverBender.com, Roku TV, anywhere, everywhere you get your podcast. We got a great show for all of you today. Going to be talking to DeAnna Nasello here in a couple of minutes. Coming up this Saturday night, a benefit for her brother, Mark Taylor, at the Alton Owls Club. We're going to get the latest on the event. Stubblefield's going to be their Outlaw Opry. It's going to be a hell of a show, so we're going to get the latest on that and ways that we can support Mark and his journey to recovery and to go to the Owls Club on Saturday. Then at 10:10, we're going to be talking to Sydney Sinks. A lot of you are liking Blog Talk, so we're going to keep it going. I love chatting with Sydney. She just went to the hot springs down in Arkansas. We'll ask her about taking a road trip in the middle of January and all the fun that goes with that. Plus, we'll get some details, hopefully, on the next blog. Then Luis joins us at 10:30. We were going to talk to Luis yesterday, but just with scheduling, we wanted to make sure that we could talk as the Cardinals are packing their bags. They're heading to Florida. And baseball season starting, soccer season's here for all you MLS fans for St. Louis City. The Blues playing a little bit better, and we will get the latest from the St. Louis sports scene. All that comes down the pipeline today in the next 2 hours. But in the meantime, you have any questions for folks, you can always text them in. We had a lot of people watching the show yesterday, and thank you for tuning in and your feedback afterwards, and going to the gas stations the last couple of weeks to have you guys stop up and let me know how you feel. I really appreciate that too. At 9:04, make sure you sign up for your daily email update where you can join myself and 70,000 other people. 70,000 in the know each and every day of the work week and on Saturdays with Around the River Bend. We'll take you to Edwardsville first. Sydney Sinks brings us the latest that during the regular Board of Education meeting on Monday, January the 29th, the Edwardsville Community Unit School District No. 7 Superintendent Dr. Patrick Shelton announced that the district will hold an anti-bullying week in February. From February 26th to March the 1st, students will participate in anti-bullying assemblies and activities to promote kindness throughout the school district. Shelton explained that the proceeds from the fall semester's Everyone, Everyday Edwardsville t-shirt campaign will fund the week's events. Here's his quote: "During the week, we will have an individual providing assemblies in every single one of our schools, and then we will have 2 parent events that week," Shelton said during the board meeting on Monday night. The parents' events are scheduled from 6:30 p.m. until 8:30 p.m. on Tuesday, February 27th, and on Thursday, Leap Year Day, February 29th. The Tuesday event is for parents of secondary students and will be held at Liberty Middle School. The Thursday event is scheduled for Cassens Elementary School for parents of elementary students. Childcare will also be provided for those on the Thursday night event. A final quote from Shelton: "Each event will have an individual that's presenting to students that week, as well as some district administrators providing information on bullying and how we address bullying in the District 7. Shelton added, noting that he is very excited for the Anti-Bullying Week campaign. "We will bring you more information as it is available in the coming weeks." Dalton Brown reporting out of Edwardsville that a man from Collinsville is facing multiple felony charges after allegedly committing home repair fraud and theft of more than $500 from the same Edwardsville homeowner over the course of nearly a month. Jeffrey C. Kohler, 35 of Collinsville, was charged with 1 count of home repair fraud and 1 count of theft over $500 in a case that was presented by the Edwardsville Police Department. Recently filed Madison County Court documents indicate that these offenses were committed from about November the 7th, 2023 until December the 1st of 2023. Kohler allegedly entered into a written agreement with an Edwardsville homeowner to perform $4,085 worth of home repair work, including drywall repair, door frame repair, replacement repair, and staining of a deck. According to court documents, which add that, quote, "he promised a performance which the defendant did not intend to perform or knew would not be performed," end quote. Kohler was additionally charged with theft over $500 after allegedly stealing a total of $1,750 in U.S. currency, which he, quote, "knowingly obtained by deception" from the same victim he reportedly committed home repair fraud against. In total, Kohler has been charged with 1 Class 4 felony for home repair fraud and 1 Class 3 felony for theft over $500. Court documents do indicate he was released upon his signature of conditions of pretrial release order. And please note, as always, that all subjects are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Out of Alton, Illinois State Representative Amy Ellick from the 113th District was recently appointed to serve as the Assistant House Republican Leader, joining leadership team chosen by House Republican Leader Tony McCombie, a Republican from Savannah. Here's his quote. Here's Amy Ellick's quote, "I'm ready to take the lead on issues that will help make Illinois a better place to live and work. I look forward to serving as the Assistant House Republican Leader to help drive policy beneficial not only for the people I represent in the Metro East, but the entire state as well. I am honored that Leader McCombie has chosen me to serve in this position." State Representative Ellick joins an accomplished group of lawmakers from across the state who helped guide the House caucus through the 103rd General Assembly. Leader McCombie and Leader Ellick will focus their efforts on restoring checks and balances in state government, addressing key issues that impact Illinoisans, and protecting citizens from government overreach. Out of Collinsville, a man from Collinsville is facing criminal charges after allegedly trespassing in someone's residence and resisting arrest, according to recent Madison County Court documents. Here's the latest. Daniel D. Wilson, 31 years of age, of Collinsville, was charged with criminal trespass to a residence and resisting a peace officer on Tuesday, January the 23rd. Court documents allege Wilson, quote, knowingly and without authority, remained within the residence of another, knowing the occupants to be present. Wilson was additionally charged with resisting arrest after pulling away and placing his arm around a Madison County Sheriff's deputy in an attempt to prevent his lawful arrest, according to court documents. According to a petition to deny Wilson's pretrial release, he had previously, quote, threatened or perpetrated physical abuse towards the victim in this matter. On information and belief the defendant presents a continued threat to the victim and the defendant may harm, harass, or interfere with the personal liberty of the victim, the petition states. Wilson faces a Class 4 felony for criminal trespass and a Class A misdemeanor for resisting a peace officer. His case was presented by the Madison County Sheriff's Office, and court documents indicate he was released upon his signature of conditions of his pretrial release order. Also in the news out of Granite City, 2 individuals from Granite have been charged with fleeing and attempting to elude officers over the past few months. Micah J. Clevenger Jr., 33, of Granite City, was charged with aggravated fleeing or attempting to elude a peace officer. Court documents allege on November the 6th, Clevenger failed to stop her vehicle after being given a visible or audible signal by a police officer to stop. She was also allegedly speeding at least 21 miles an hour over the legal speed limit during her attempt to elude. Clevenger faces a Class 4 felony in the case presented by the Madison County Sheriff's Office, and court documents do indicate she was released upon her signature of conditions. Jonathan Espinoza, 22, of Granite City, was charged with aggravated fleeing or attempting to elude a peace officer on December 31st. According to court documents, Espinoza was arrested by the Granite City Police Department after he, quote, knowingly failed to obey and attempted to elude, end quote, a police officer after the officer gave him a visual or audible signal to stop his vehicle. Court documents indicate that Espinoza's attempt to elude or flee involved the disobedience of 2 or more traffic control devices. He faces a Class 4 felony and was released upon his signature of conditions of pretrial release order. Out of Edwardsville, State Senator Erica Harris from the 56th District out of Glen Carbon is proud to announce $1 million in grant funding in 2 communities across the 56th District as part of the state's Open Space Land Acquisition and Development, or OSLAD, program through the Illinois Department of Natural Resources. A quote from the senator, "The Metro East has a rich history of connecting people to nature, and it's exciting to see these new investments in our parks and recreation facilities close to home. As a mom especially, I find great pride in finding outdoor spaces for both mental and physical activities." For this year, $54.9 million in grants were awarded to 111 projects across the state. The OSLAD program was established by the Illinois General Assembly in 1986 and is a cost-sharing program between state and local government to help fund land acquisition and development for outdoor recreation. Projects across the 56th District do include the Granite City Park District, $500,000, the Wilson Park Inclusive Playground is proposed to be built on the existing park playground area. This includes construction of an asphalt layer to support synthetic surface and purchase of ADA accessible playground equipment. The Madison County Mass Transit District will receive $500,000. The MCT Formosa East Trail is separated Class 1 bikeway that will eventually connect the city of Troy to the MCT Goshen Trail and the 138-mile MCT Trail system. The OSLAD funds will allow MCT to acquire 8 acres of land in order to construct the trail from an existing trail to US 40. In a subsequent phase, a bike ped bridge will be constructed over US 40, connecting the MCT Silver Creek Trail and the city of Troy. In the 37-year history of the program, OSLAD has provided more than $585 million for park projects across the state, and there's more information available on a hyperlink on the RiverBender.com article. The Edwardsville Art Center announced that applications for the 10th annual Edwardsville Art Fair in September of this year are open. The event this year will run from September 27th through the 29th of 2024. Applications do close on April the 30th. Edwardsville Art Fair is a juried show that takes place in the beautiful city park in Edwardsville, the Ed Art Center said in an information release. They continued, "We have had 9 years of exceptional art fairs and look forward to hosting another great year. We hope you'll apply to join us this year." Artist amenities include $10,000 in awards. The Mayor's Purchase Award. Complimentary meals are available for artists throughout the weekend. Single booth space are available. Double and corner spaces by request for an additional fee. 24-hour security, free parking, and much more. You can visit their official website for more details today. Let's take a look at weather. 9:14, it's 37 degrees, but it feels like 41 out there. How about that? Not as cool with clouds giving way to sun this morning. Tonight, one note, clear. Temperatures will reach 50 degrees today, drop down to 32 overnight as we head into Thursday, the first day of February, where we can expect 61 for the high, 39 for the low. Then on Friday, a high of 53, a low of 43. On Saturday, a high of 60, a low of 41, and on Sunday, a high of 54, a low of 33. They're calling for partly sunny skies the next 5 days, so keep me honest. Let me know if that sun starts peeking through. For that beautiful shot of the Alton Sky Cam, plus a full detailed report on our weather, we have a great system here at RiverBender.com. RiverBender.com/weather, and for time and temperature throughout the day, you give this phone number a ring. You know the number. You know the number. 618-465-4545. This time powered by Tom Lane, your local State Farm agent. Hey, coming up on February the 11th, 2 opportunities, one at 9, one at 11 a.m. You and your family invited to Abundant Church for Super Sunday. Now listen to this. You can enjoy 2 service experiences, and I think I'm getting ready to head back into the pews myself, packed with live music and inspiring message and Super Bowl fun for all ages. Plus, about 30 minutes before and after each service, you can enjoy tailgate food, NFL drills for your children, photo opportunities, a field goal challenge, plus the incentive major giveaways, including TVs and so much more. You wear your favorite team gear or your jersey on Sunday with the family. Register at the door for those huge door prizes. You can visit the photo booth for pictures with your family and your friends. Free games, stadium snacks. Oh, it makes for a super Sunday, and you can be a part of it at Abundant Church. You can call 618-474-5433. That's 618-474-5433, or just stop by on Sunday to 3986 Humbert Road in Alton to Abundant Church for more information. Abundant.church. That's abundant.church/Super Sunday. And we'll be talking to Pastor Joe on Friday for more information and more details on how we can, end our weekend on a super note. It's 9:16. We'll take a quick break. We're going to be talking in a couple of minutes to DeAnna Nasello. She's filling us in on the benefit for her brother, Mark Taylor. This happens this Saturday night at the Alton Owls Club. If you can't make it, there are opportunities to donate and still help support via Venmo, and we will make sure to relay that information. So at 9:17 on what would be my grandpa's birthday, we'll take a quick pause. Our daily show will roll around the corner right after this.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Mungan Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Mungan Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Mungan Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back to Our Daily Show right around 9:20 on this last day of January. It's not very often I get to talk to a Nasello on the show. DeAnna Nasello joins us now as we're talking about the benefit from Art Taylor. Now, DeAnna, this happens at the Owls Club in just a few short days, correct?
Correct. Yep, on Saturday the 3rd.
And what time does it run from?
We are starting at 5, and we will be wrapping up at 11.
And take me through this benefit. How did this come about? And take me through the ins and outs of this, because I know you all have worked really hard to put this together.
Yeah, so Mark is my brother. He was in a car crash on November 8th, and he has a pretty long road of recovery ahead still, so he's unable to work currently. So we thought kind of the best bet, just to kind of help him out, is to put together a benefit. He's got a ton of amazing friends and family that have come together, and we've got some great live music lined up from the Stubblefield Band and Outlaw Opry.
Oh, wow.
So that's pretty exciting. One of Mark's good friends, Joe, is a member of the Stubblefield Band, so he was really helpful in getting all that set up for us.
Did I lose you, DeAnna?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure. You never know how the phone calls go. Well, and on top of that, too, I mean, to see just the brief time we've been talking, to hear that, family, friends coming together to really put this on, it's got to really have a special feeling to it, too, knowing that, everyone's willing to do what they can to help support it and help raise awareness to get, the finances in order that Mark needs.
Yes, absolutely. This really, when you go through a situation like this, it really shows you how amazing people are. Sometimes it's easy to forget that.
Yeah.
But this has been such a nightmare of a situation. Mark was in the hospital at SLU for almost a month, 27 days, and then in a rehab facility for almost 3 weeks after that. So it's been a really long road, and to see how many of his friends and family and even people in the community that we don't even know coming together and, seeing our flyer for the benefit and saying, hey, I would love to donate a basket and help you guys out. It's just been really amazing.
Well, and that's something that I think is really something to point out, and really just all of this coming together, and really for a great night coming up here on Saturday. And DeAnna, don't let me stop you here, because you have put together, all of you, just a great lineup. You got Stubblefield, you got Outlaw Opry, and you got a bunch of opportunities for folks that are coming in to really have some fun, win some cool stuff. Fill me in.
Yeah, so we are going to have several auction items available. We'll have a silent auction with bid sheets, and then we're also going to do a raffle for some other items that we've had donated. I think we've also got some other larger items that we are trying to get lined up to do an actual live auction. So we'll see how that goes. We've had some really amazing donations of some kind of higher end items that we wanted to possibly do a live auction for. So we're kind of working on that aspect. We've got food. We'll be serving food as well. So we've got food tickets available. We've got lots of entertainment, I think, planned out for the evening.
Well, and on top of that too, DeAnna, how much are tickets for this? Can we get them at the door?
Yeah, so there's no entry fee. Really, we're selling tickets for food. It's $10 in advance or $15 at the door. We're doing pulled pork sandwiches with 2 sides. We are also selling wristbands for beer. So if people are draft beer drinkers, they can get a wristband for $20 in advance or $25 at the door for unlimited draft beer. And other than that, the only things that people need to worry about purchasing is if they want to bid on something or if they're wanting to purchase 50-50 tickets.
All I know is I'm in. I'm in. And on top of that, how long did it take to put all this together? Because there's a lot of moving parts, and anyone that's ever been a part of event production and making sure that we can put these on, I mean, we realize how hard it is to really get everyone on the same page, on the same date, on the same time. How long did it take for y'all to do that?
It has been a long road. We started planning this when Mark was still in the hospital, so probably about 6 weeks now we've been trying to get all this set up.
Wow. And you were talking about just Mark a little bit more. How is he doing currently? Is he able to kind of at least know that so many people do care about him and are willing to do what they can to help out in any way they can?
Yes, so he's doing much, much better. He's got, like I said, he's got a long road to go still. But he is been out of rehab since Christmas Eve. Actually, we were able to bring him home on Christmas Eve, so it was a great Christmas present. He is doing really well. He had a broken neck in 3 places, so that's kind of our big thing still to get him released from. He follows up next month with his orthopedic surgeon just to see how that's going. But yeah, he will be at the benefit, so he is ready to see everyone and everyone see him and see how much progress he's made. It's really been amazing. He's a miracle.
And I'm sure just to see those embraces too, and see those conversations, especially when you get to talk with your friends again, I'm sure that's going to be invaluable and just one of those moments that sticks with you forever.
Yeah, there's going to be some tears flowing, I think.
Well, and rightfully so. And on top of this, how many people are helping you all out put this together? Is it a team of you, or is it just a few?
It is. I've got so many great friends that have volunteered to help out. We actually had some friends and family over on Sunday just kind of putting bid sheets together for the donations and kind of planning, who's going to do what. We've had a ton of people volunteer to help work the benefit. I would say we'll probably have about 15 people today of helping work the benefit besides myself.
That's really cool. And it's real, in such a dark situation, a scary one, to see, all this coming together and all these folks willing to help out and just have some fun and do some great stuff is really, for me, just an outsider looking in, such a cool component to this in like we just talked about, a very bad situation. But to see that you all are coming together and really going to plan an amazing night for Mark is just incredible. And DeAnna, take me through who your brother is a little bit more as a person. You got any fun stories growing up with him that you want to share with us?
Yeah, so he is actually 15 years older than me. So we never were really close until we got older. It's just the two of us left from our immediate family. So we've certainly gotten a lot closer over the years. But Mark is just a great guy. He's got a great sense of humor, and he seriously would give anyone the shirt off his back. I know people say that all the time, but he is nonstop, just helping people with whatever they need help with. He is a machine refrigeration technician. He does heating and air conditioning on towboats.
Oh, wow.
So every time a friend's got, an air conditioner or something like that breaks down, especially if it's in the middle of the summer and it's 100 degrees out, he's the first person that they're calling. And I have had so many situations where, maybe we have planned a barbecue or some kind of get together. And he's like, DeAnna, this person called me, their air conditioner went out. I can't let them sit there in a 100-degree house. I got to go fix it. So that's just kind of, the person that Mark is. And I think that's why we've had so many people come forward and want to do something for him in return.
Well, and actually, you segued it perfectly, because I can only imagine how many people remember that, and just those moments, it's 148 degrees, it feels like, in the middle of July. Yeah. And, Mark's willing to drop it all and go and help out somebody in need. And it's really cool to see the flip side of that. So many people coming out. And I can only imagine how many, stories and texts and phone calls you've received from folks that you probably haven't heard of in a long time or ever heard of, period. I mean, that's got to be something, too, to really see the impact that Mark's had.
Yeah, even, like you said, people that I don't even know, people have reached out via Facebook or even, the boat lines that he's worked for in the past and said, oh, my gosh, I heard about his accident. What can we do to help?
Wow. And with that being said, if you're just tuning in, folks, we are talking about the benefit from Mark Taylor, which is coming up this Saturday, correct, DeAnna?
Yes, this Saturday at the Owls Club in Alton at 5 o'clock.
What a perfect venue for an event, especially for something like this, where everyone can kind of go in and really just enjoy. And especially, too, I want to ask you, DeAnna, from a personal level, you're going through the peaks and the valleys of the journey to recovery, I'm sure. And to be able for one night to really let it all hang, let the hair hang down a little bit and really just enjoy that, that's got to feel good from a supporter aspect of it, too.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I think it's going to be really nice for, not just for me to be able to kind of relax a little bit and enjoy things, but I think for Mark too, just as part of his recovery, just to see everyone coming together for him and just really showing support.
100%. And what I think is really cool, if you already heard it, but just filling you guys back in on this, if you're just tuning in for the first time this Wednesday morning, is the fact that you don't have to pay a cover to get into the door. Now, if you want food and all of the drink bans, that's a little bit of a charge, but I think it's really cool that you made this affordable for folks to really come in and just have fun and really raise some awareness and some funds for Mark's recovery. I think that's a great incentive.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we want to help him out as much as possible and try to get, a good turnout profit-wise for him. But the main thing to us is just having people come together and show that support, emotionally, just to show him what he means to everybody.
And, DeAnna, one thing I did want to ask you, because it seems like, the interviews I do around these situations, it's always hard to really put that out there first that, hey, we are doing this. It seems like there's a little bit of hesitancy. Was there any on your end, or was this something you said, you know what, we got to do this and we're going to?
I was a little hesitant. Actually, a couple of my friends suggested it because we were trying to figure out, he's got no income coming in right now, and he hasn't since he worked his last day on November 8th. So we were trying to navigate, how am I going to pay for his bills? How are we going to keep his house? And, all of these other things that we want him to come home from the hospital and not have lost. So at that point, I'm not a person, and he's definitely not a person that likes to ask for help or anything like that, but after some consideration and some, encouragement from some friends, we thought this was kind of the best option. So we started planning.
And that's what I think is just hear the story just from an outsider's perspective and really just seeing how this all came together. I mean, it's putting tears in my eyes to see the love that, Mark has for so many people and helping folks when they need it the most. And then on the flip side, coming back to that and being able to help Mark and give a big thank you for all the work that he's done to help others is to me one of the coolest components to this.
Absolutely.
And DeAnna, once again, we have Stubblefield coming, which honestly is worth the price of admission alone, and the drinks and the food. You got the pulled pork sandwiches and 2 sides. You got fun happening all night long with baskets and auction items potentially. Give me the rundown if you could. We've already been talking for 12 minutes, and I'm excited for this, and I know so many are. Who's coming? We got Outlaw Opry, Stubblefield, and what else?
Other than that, we've got some games to play, 50-50 raffle. We've got some other auction items that, again, we're going to try to live auction if we can find the right person to do it. I feel like you need kind of a special person for those live auctions.
It's an art form. That's definitely an art form.
So we're working on that. We've got probably 5 or 6 items that we would love to do that for if we can find someone. Otherwise, maybe one of our Outlaw Opry or Stubblefield friends will do that for us. But I think it'll be a fun, entertaining evening. Kids are welcome as well. Oh,
thank you for pointing that out, because that was actually going to be one of my follow-ups, just to make sure we have all the information out there too. That and DeAnna, on top of that, if someone can't make it but they want to support this, is there a way they can do so?
Yes, I don't know if I can forward you a flyer, but we've had my Venmo just kind of posted for people that want to make just a donation. Awesome. If they can't make it, they want to show some support for Mark.
Absolutely. So what we'll do, if you could send me that flyer, we will link that Venmo into our on-demand video, and we'll also include that into our article. So that way folks that are reading it or watching it live or reading it later can have the opportunity to really help out a great man and a great family.
Thank you.
And
Mark.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. You go ahead.
Oh, no, don't let me stop you. I just wanted to, I really want to make sure we can do that and get all the information we can out there and really provide that to the public.
Absolutely.
And DeAnna, is there anything else oh, hold on here. What are we doing? Get back over here. DeAnna, is there anything else that we have to hit on that we haven't yet? Because I want to make sure we do the best we can for Mark, and it seems like just such a wonderful man that the community really is rallying around, and rightfully so.
Nothing that I can think of. Again, just anyone that can show up, even if you don't, we're not trying to, make a huge profit. We want to be able to help him, of course, but like I said, we want people to show up for him. We want him to see how many people care, how many people love him, how many people are there, supporting him through this incredibly long, terrible journey that he's had.
100%. And DeAnna, really, just thank you so much for your time, because it's not easy to really come on any publication and talk about, the journey a lot of the time. So I really do value your time, and I hope that it's a great turnout, and I hope that these folks on real quick hear that call to action notification and help out a wonderful man and a wonderful family. The benefit for Mark Taylor is at the Owls Club this Saturday from what time, DeAnna?
5 to 11.
There we go. And you can stop on by, and we will link all the information if you can attend to help support Mark in his recovery. And DeAnna, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, CJ. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. We'll take a quick pause here on this 31st day of January, and we will come back with more of our daily show right after this in the heart of the 618. Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Look around your world, pretty baby. Is it everything you hoped it'd be? The wrong guy, the wrong situation, the right time to roll to me.
Hey, I wanted to give you a little bit of an update. 9:40 is the time on this Wednesday morning. Yeah, it's Wednesday. 37 degrees out there. Look at that. Hey, as Illinoisans turn up their thermostats to stay warm the rest of the winter, it's important to, know the risk of a home heating fire or even a carbon monoxide incident as they do increase this time of year. That's why the Office of the Illinois State Fire Marshal encourages residents to have their furnaces checked, change your filters, and make sure carbon monoxide and smoke alarms are functioning properly. Unlike smoke, carbon monoxide is colorless and odorless. It's a gas only detectable by special devices and CO alarms. According to the National Fire Protection Association, heating equipment, it's one of the leading causes of home fire deaths. Fire departments respond to an estimated average of 44,210 fires involving heating equipment per year from 2016 into 2020, accounting for 13% of all reported home fires during this time. And these fires resulted in annual losses of 480 civilian deaths. Space heaters were the type of heating equipment responsible for the largest share of losses in home heating equipment fires, and accounting for 1/3 of those fires. But nearly 9 out of 10 deaths and 4 out of 5 injuries in the home fires caused by heating equipment. Half of home heating fire deaths were caused by having heating equipment too close to things that can burn, such as upholstered furniture, clothing, mattresses, or bedding. Nearly half of home heating fires occurred in December. January and February are coldest months when you need that heat the most. During these winter months, we see an increase in home fires caused by heating devices or malfunctioning heating equipment. Today, contents inside homes burn hotter and faster than ever before, less than 3 minutes for your family to escape to safety. This is why testing smoke and CO alarms monthly, checking expiration dates, and replacing broken alarms is the best way to prevent a fire death from occurring, said Illinois State Fire Marshal James A. Rivera. It's simple. Working smoke alarms save lives. In 2023, according to the National Fire Incident Reporting System, Illinois fire departments responded to 21,165 calls about carbon monoxide. They were able to determine a CO leak at 8,823 of those locations, so about a third. Symptoms of CO poisoning very similar to the flu and include a headache, fatigue, shortness of breath, nausea, and dizziness. Other signs of possible CO presence include condensation on walls and windows, house pets becoming sluggish, or chronic odors from malfunctioning appliances. If you suspect that you may be experiencing these symptoms, smell natural gas leaking in your home, or if your CO alarm activates, if you can evacuate the building, do so immediately. Only open windows on your way out if they are easily accessible. If someone is unable to leave the building or unconscious, open the doors and windows to the outside in the area of the person where they're located and stay as near to the open window or door as possible until first responders arrive. You can turn on any exhaust fan that may be present. Once you evacuate, you call 911 from outside your home or your neighbor's house. Here are some other tips. Have heating equipment or chimneys cleaned and inspected every year by a qualified professional, and change furnace filters frequently. Barrett Heating and Cooling. Have a qualified professional install stationary space heating equipment, water heaters, or central heating equipment according to local codes and manufacturer's instructions. Keep interior and exterior air vents clear of blockages or obstructions. Keep anything that can burn at least 3 feet away from heating equipment like a furnace, fireplace, wood stove, or portable space heater. Purchase units that automatically shut off in the case the unit tips over or you forget to shut it off. Make sure the fireplace has a sturdy screen to stop sparks from flying into the room. Ashes should be cool before being placed into a metal container. Keep the container a safe distance away from your home. Create a 3-foot kid-free zone around open fires and space heaters. Test your smoke and CO alarms at least once a month and be familiar with the sounds they make. Never use an oven or range to heat your home. Remember to turn off portable or space heaters when leaving the room or going to bed. Install carbon monoxide and smoke detectors on each floor of your home and within 15 feet of each sleeping area. CO detectors have limited lifespans. Check the manufacturer's instructions for information on replacement. Just wanted to fill you in on that, as it's always important to stay up to date and making sure we're taking care of our home, because life's getting crazy and it's hard to focus on those little details. Then, 9:45, let's do events that happened on this date. So it kind of leads me to my next point. I have seen the last week, I don't know, listen, I love you. I love you and your businesses. I think you're all wonderful, but please use AI and ChatGPT in a better way. Please. We all know you didn't type in the 5 paragraphs and then the, extravaganza verbiage it gives you and the emojis. If you're, I just don't believe in emojis for, anything that's a more of a service-related business. In terms of, journalism, in terms of just all types of official business, I just think when you use the chat feature, condense it. Because it's there for you to use, but you got to use it the right way. And every time I'm on Facebook, I'm like, oh, there's another AI Facebook post. There's an AI Facebook post. Just make it your own. You can always use it, condense it, and then all of a sudden, it's yours. And you can say that it's actually yours and you created it. You just, massaged it, fluffed it, whatever you want to call it. Hey, a little bit of some events on this date in history, some very important ones. In 1606, on the 31st day of January, the Gunpowder Plot conspirators, including Guy Fawkes, were executed for their roles in the plot to blow up the English Parliament. In 1865, the United States Congress passed the 13th Amendment to the United States Constitution, which abolished slavery. In 1950, U.S. President Harry S. Truman announced a program to develop the hydrogen bomb. In 1958, the United States launched its first successful satellite, Explorer 1, marking the birth of the American space program. In 1961, NASA launched the Mercury Redstone 2, carrying, do you know? Ham the chimp into space. In 1971, more space news. They like flying in January. Apollo 14, the third manned lunar landing mission, was launched, piloted by Alan Shepard, Stuart Roosa, and Edgar Mitchell. In 1990, groundbreaking, the first McDonald's in the Soviet Union opened in Moscow, bringing some freedom over to the Soviet Union. In 2001, in Scotland, a court convicted this Libyan suspect of the 1988 Lockerbie bombing. And in 2020, we all remember this like it was 4 years ago, the United Kingdom formally withdrew from the European Union, and that completed the Brexit process. Born on this date in history, Jackie Robinson, the American baseball player and legend, the civil rights activist born on this date in history. And the notable deaths of the day: Guy Fawkes, the conspirator of the Gunpowder Plot. In 1956, A.A. Milne, the English author, best known for his books about Winnie the Pooh. And, well, that's about it. There's your events on this date in history. But what about music? There's some fun stuff happening on this date. In 1955, listen to this. RCA demonstrated the first music synthesizer, and it only took about 30 years for Cher to use it for the first time in a song. What I Say, 1963, Tony Sheridan and the Beat Brothers, later, known as the Beatles, record What I Say and Ruby Baby on this date in history. In 1970, Grateful Dead members and entourage busted down on Bourbon Street in New Orleans, Louisiana on LSD charges. Didn't see that one coming. In 1975, Barry Manilow's single Mandy went to gold. On this date in 1975, John Lennon released the single Number 9 Dream. And Elvis, the Legend Lives in 1978, opened at the Palace Theater in New York City for 101 performances. And that's pretty much it on this date in history. Man, kind of a slow day on the last day of the month. That's your music history. That's your U.S. global history, and we'll come back and we'll talk about events. Before we take a break for top of the hour news, we got Sydney Sinks, we got all of you texting, and we got a fun Wednesday morning. So why don't we do that? We'll take a quick pause. Before I do that, SparksJunkRemoval.net, SparksJunkRemoval.net. You need to sign up for your weekly trash service because, Denise Sparks is doing some phenomenal work. I mean, there's not much more I can say about the Queen of Junk, but the fact that now she's the Queen of Junk and Trash Pickup, there's so many people that value the customer service aspect. When you call somebody, you aren't waiting on hold for 20 minutes because, let's be honest, we're all busy. I can tell by the way we drive in town. We all got places to go. So how refreshing is it when you call somebody, you get the person that's a part of the business. You don't get a third-party call center. You don't get somebody that doesn't live in the area. You get Denise Sparks or the team at Sparks Junk Removal and Hauling. They are there for you. And whether or not it's that weekly trash service or their world-famous junk removal and demolition, all the work that they can do for that, it's phenomenal. The growth that Denise Sparks has had in the last 2 years, on top of the 30 years of growth to begin with, just unheard of. It's really amazing to see someone really take the bull by the horns and do such a great service for so many in our Riverbend region, whether you're in Godfrey, you're in Brighton, Bethalto, Cottage Hills, you name it. Sparks Junk Removal is there for you. Now, all you have to do is go to SparksJunkRemoval.net. That's SparksJunkRemoval.net. You click on the services tab, and then you'll see weekly trash service. Click on that, put your contact information in, and you get a phone call from the business and the business owner. They're going to work with you, make sure you like your rate, and then boom, Customer service taken care of, weekly trash service taken care of, supporting local. All 3 boxes checked off because Denise Sparks supports local, so I encourage all of us to support her. SparksJunkRemoval.net, SparksJunkRemoval.net, and start that journey with the Queen of Junk today. When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Maybe I'm afraid of the way I leave you.
Welcome back. 9:53 is the time on this Wednesday morning. And, there's some really fun stuff happening this weekend. That's enough of you, Paul. The event article will come out in a couple hours, but always good to get you a head start. Coming up on Thursday, you have some really exciting opportunities. Over there at the Nature Institute, the Roaming Naturalist class and program takes place at 9 a.m. on Thursday. At 10 a.m., at the meeting room at OSF Healthcare in Alton, those weekly meetings of how Al-Anon works. So we had Shirley on about a year ago at this point, and she joined us and she filled us in on this group. And what they do is time and time again, and we're starting our segments with Centerstone here next week. There's folks that are a part of the support system of an individual that's battling through alcoholism or any type of substance abuse, but there's not really a support system for the supporters and the loved ones of the individual. How Al-Anon works is meant for it's the support system of somebody that's suffering from alcoholism and is an alcoholic. This is a meeting for you to have a safe spot to really share your story and get some feedback, get some insights, and really grow with individuals that are in your shoes, and you're all realize you're not alone. Those happen at 10 a.m. on Thursdays at OSF St. Anthony's, and then at 10 a.m. at Hainer Library, a bunch to do at the library, like always. Books and Bees, story time at 10 a.m. And then what I think's really cool at the library, following that at 2 p.m. For all of you older adults out there, listen. I can tell you this, I am the oldest person that owns a smartphone. That's my age. I don't understand it. I really don't. I know how to text, I know how to call, and I know how to use like 2 apps, Facebook and then Snapchat whenever that was still a thing, but now I've realized that no one's on that anymore either. So I don't know anything either. When it comes to the growing age of technology, Hainer Library is willing to sit down with you, go through computer basics. How do you check your email? Do you even have an email account? How do you set one up? All those things that might sound a little bit, for you maybe scary to ask because they sound so simple, they're easily obtainable by just going over to Hainer, booking a time, and just stopping in at 2 p.m. and getting your information on how you can, get on RiverBender.com faster and watch me please. You can do that at 2 p.m. on Thursdays. At 4:30 at the Riviera at the District in Chesterfield, there's St. Louis Best Bridal Wedding Expo. I know that your event space just had an open house that had a lot of this information there, but this is a pretty big shaboozy. That's at the Riviera at the District. So stop by there at 4:30, or what I think's really unique is what they do at 5:30 p.m. in Granite City at the Niedring House building with the 6 Mile Regional Library District, the Spanish-English Bilingual Book Club, which I think is a really cool opportunity. That's at 5:30. Then at 6 p.m. at the Macoupin County Art Collective, the MAC, drop-in oil painting. That happens on Thursdays at 6 p.m., and that's a long-running weekly event. On Friday, buckle up, live sports match with Fridays at the Old Orchard Gallery, the RV and Camper Show at the Belclair Fairgrounds, Tri-City Recreation, Daddy-Daughter Dance, Bite-Size Science, tons of music opportunities. I got to keep moving, but you'll see them all on the event article later on. Coming up on Saturday, let's start with this. Friends of Hainer Library book sale at 9 a.m. At 12 p.m., they're needing your help for their community sewing project for their Teen Advisory Council. They're really wanting to do some unique stuff. Stop by Hainer Library at 12 noon to help out some teenagers with their sewing. At 7 p.m., another big one, Hard Drive Band live at Post 1308, a perfect opportunity to put on those dancing shoes in one of the biggest dance floors in the 618 at Post 1308 on Albee and Alton at 7 p.m. for Hard Drive live for 4 hours. At 7 p.m. at Sportsman's Club over here on Godfrey Road, the Alton Area Mouse Races takes place at 7 p.m. from our friends at the Optimist Club. On Saturday at 9 a.m. at the YWCA, that's that winter sparring tournament. We had Blue Wave on at the end of the year for our end-of-the-year hybrid shows, and they were filling us in on this. This is a big tournament, and I think you can still register if you're interested and want to be a part of it. That's available online. Over at 9 a.m. at the Audubon Center at Riverlands, that's where you start your journey with coffee, bagel, and Eagles. This is a really fun event. You need to register for this one by tomorrow. So go to RiverBender.com/events. You can find out who you RSVP to and really support this wonderful group. At 10 a.m., the Galentine's Day Sip and Shop at the Brick House in Bethalto. At 11 a.m., the Alton Eagle Watching Shuttle Tours embark at 11 a.m. at Great Rivers and Routes, the Alton Visitor Center right over here down the road. At 12 noon at Casa Romero in East Alton, it's their 23rd anniversary. Happy anniversary to that long-running business and staple of East Alton. At 5 p.m. at the Machinist Union Hall in East Alton, they are doing a Texas Hold'em tournament, and they want you there. Then at 5:30 at the Knights of Columbus in Highland. It's 5:30 p.m. and Ruby Lee live in concert, The Voice Season 24 runner-up. I was going to be able to make it out there, but I'm not going to be able to now. I know we were talking about doing some fun stuff, but I highly encourage you. They said they only have like 40 tickets left. I mean, it sold very, very fast, and rightfully so. She's earned it. At 6 p.m. at St. Mary's School, the St. Mary's School Music Trivia Night. That happens at Suttis Hall at 6 p.m. On Sunday, Sea Rations Grubhub and Slurp Daiquiri are having their grand opening, and then that seed swap at the Alton YWCA takes place, and we'll have more for you in the afternoon. It's 9:59. We're rolling around to 10 o'clock right here in downtown Alton, the last 10 o'clock of January for a year. We'll take a quick break, and our daily show will continue with top of the hour's news next. Right after this, on Riverbender.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Riverbender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
.10:02, top of the hour news on this last day of January out of Waterloo. Andy Ambrose, a very big advocate for our community, AVP, Commercial Loan Officer with First National Bank of Waterloo, has been selected to participate in the Future Leaders Alliance offered through the Illinois Bankers Association. This 14th-month leadership program is dedicated to enhancing the professional development of new and promising bank leaders through 3 primary components: education, community service, and networking. Participants will take part in comprehensive training, which involves educational sessions, completing an advancement strategy project, and performing local community service, teaching financial literacy. The education sessions cover topics such as leadership and influence, team building, service leadership, asset liability management, presentation skills, regulatory hot topics, cybersecurity, and more. Andy is an active member for numerous organizations, including the CMC Rotary, Village of Godfrey, CPEDI, Collinsville Triad, CEO, Maryville St. Jacob, Troy St. Jacob Marine Chamber of Commerce, North Alton Godfrey Business Council, the Collinsville Chamber of Commerce, Breakfast in Business, United Way of Greater St. Louis, Central Illinois Streetcar Shootouts, and more. In addition, his volunteer efforts are endless and is involved in Children's Tribe Montessori Academy, the Collinsville Food Pantry, Sleep in Heavenly Peace, It's Your Birthday Incorporated, Salvation Army, CMC Rotary, and more. Andy attended Eastern Illinois University and is an asset at First National Bank of Waterloo, and his dedication for the last 2 years is invaluable. Congratulations, Andy, for getting that nomination and that huge recognition and being a part of the Future Leaders Alliance. It's great working with you here at RiverBender.com. Out of Edwardsville, the Madison County Court's law librarian and pro bono coordinator, Angela Willey, received some sensational news recently. She was selected as a member of the Illinois Supreme Court Commission on Access to Justice Forms Committee. She will serve a 3-year term from January the 1st, 2024 to December 31st, 2027. The Commission on Access to Justice was created in 2012 to expand access to the courts to all people, particularly those low income and vulnerable. Through the Commission's work, the need for standardized statewide forms became apparent, and the Forms Committee was established. Today, there are over 350 individual forms that make up 56 form sets. As law librarian, she will provide these forms to the thousands of yearly patrons who seek the services of the Law Library and Self-Help Center. She is a difference maker in the region for the constant assistance she provides to both patrons and county staff. Her calming presence assists some people in times when they desperately need guidance and has a lot of lasting influence on many of those law library patrons. Here's a quote: "I'm super excited about it and look forward to using all of my experience to increase access to the courts. I feel the selection was super meaningful. I've been here for 9 years. I love my job and working with people who come in every day and those who need it." She said the great part of her additional role is she'll be able to share with her coworkers the information she learns and expand upon what they already know about the profession. "We will meet quarterly via Zoom training with meetings from people from both the southern and northern parts of the state," she said of her new role with the Illinois Supreme Court. She graduated from Edwardsville High School and now resides in Rosewood Heights, and congratulations on the appointment and being a difference maker in our region. Out of Godfrey, Lewis and Clark Community College Education Division is offering a weekly private pilot ground class from 6 to 9 p.m. every Monday from March the 4th through June the 3rd. There will be no class on Memorial Day. The Federal Aviation Administration required class is now being formed for the spring semester. Students must have previous ground training to qualify for flight training. Don Hill and John Harding, aviation FAA certified flight instructors, are teaching the course. A quote from Don Hill: "If you're interested in flying, this class will help determine if aviation is the right path for you. Registration is $350. Students must provide photo identification such as a driver's license, a birth certificate, or passport, and $75 for books and materials. On the first night of class after registration, registration is required before class begins and is currently a non-credit offering. The private pilot FAA exam preparation course is designed to satisfy the mandatory requirements of passing the FAA written test as the first step for a hobby or a career in aviation, or to update, quote, rusty pilots, unquote, who want to get back into flying." Hill says that once a pilot becomes an aviator, they realize that they have become charged with maintaining and spreading the interest of safety of flight in their talk and operations during their daily lives. To register or for more information, you can contact Becky Moore at 618-468-5701. That's 618-468-5701. Out of Edwardsville, Metro East Lutheran will host an open house at its campus on Center Grove from 1 to 3 p.m. on Sunday, February the 4th. The event, which is open to the public, will allow attendees to take a tour of the school campus, meet with faculty and administration, and to find out more about the school's academic, athletic, and extracurricular offerings, as well as about frequently asked questions, financial assistance, and school programming. Metro East Lutheran High School has been providing academic excellence in a Christ-centered environment for more than 40 years. For more information about Metro East Lutheran High School or the event, you can visit their website at melhs.org. That's melhs.org. Or you can email admissions. That's admissions@melhs.org. Let's take a look at weather. 10:09 is the time on this last day of January, and, well, the temperature really hasn't changed. 38 degrees outside. It feels like 43 today, not as cool with clouds, giving way to some sun. So they claim. Tonight, one word for you: clear. Temperatures will reach 50 degrees today and drop down to 32 overnight as we head into Thursday, the first day of February, where we get, listen to this, 63 degrees for the high on Thursday, a low of 39. Then on Friday, a high of 53, a low of 40. On Saturday, a high of 55, a low of 37. And then on Sunday, we're coming back to 54 degrees for the high, 33 for the low. No rain really in the forecast the next 5 days, and partly sunny skies, hopefully, are awaiting us. For time and temperature throughout the day and throughout whenever you need it the most, call 618-465-4545, this time powered by Bounce Back Rehab Recover Return Home. Before I take a pause and we get to talk all about the blog, I got to fill you in on Lisa Webb. You know, more and more, we're seeing more and more posts about utilizing Lisa's services. I mean, she is really working hard. And what I think is really cool, and you've heard me say this time and time again, listen, there's no way any other firm in real estate was going to work with me to buy my first home. I had nothing to offer them. I was not able to afford thousands of dollars for a finder's fee or to help me with the process, but guess who did? Lisa Webb. It wasn't because I'm special. It's because I'm just an everyday person like all of you, and she's willing to help us all. Whether or not you're buying your first home, you're selling it for the 5th time, or it's time to foreclose. She's been through all of those situations. She has over a decade of experience, and she is the best at what she does, and especially when it comes to the art of a short sale, she is there for you. Whether or not you need her now or in the future, I highly encourage you to go to thirdstrealty.com. That's thirdstrealty.com, where you can see her full listings, especially if you're somebody that wants to get into that house flipping market or somebody that just wants to get some investment properties. There's tons of those out there in great locations. You can make a profit, or there's some wonderful locations. I told you that house on Langdon was going to sell within 30 minutes, and it did. For more information on all of the great work she does, thirdstrealty.com, or hang out with Lisa Webb and I on the third Wednesday of each month with Third on Third with 3rd Street Realty.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
You're so vain. You probably think this song is about you. You're so vain. I bet you think this song is about you. Don't you?
I'm getting there. 10:14. Welcome back to Our Daily Show. Blog Talk, Sydney in studio.
Hello.
Did you get your gift card yet?
No, I haven't. I keep waiting, and I just haven't got it delivered yet. So
We're waiting.
Starting to think maybe it's fake.
Well, it was on the internet. It has to be true. So you packed your car.
Yep.
With your friends.
Absolutely.
And you blasted America as you drove off into the brisk afternoon, evening.
It was freezing and wet and gloomy and gray. But yes, we were off. We went on a road trip to Arkansas.
So this was something you wanted to do for a while.
Yeah, it's kind of a funny story, but no, I was in like 4th grade. I did a project on Hot Springs National Park, and ever since then, it's been in the back of my head that like this seems like such a cool place to go. I'd love to see it sometime. And then a couple weeks ago, I forget even what even happened, but I just saw something about it again and was like, what am I waiting for? Why not just go? If I can go, why not just do it? So
Right.
we went.
Well, how'd it go? I mean, take me through. So before we go into the deep dive here, like ballpark it, what were you expecting, like in terms of box out of 10? Were you expecting a 10 out of 10 experience, or did you think maybe shoot for a 7 out of 10?
I'll be honest with you, I had built it up so much in my head since like age 9. So I was ready. Whatever was going to happen, I was going to like love it already because I was just so pumped about it. So it was pretty cool, though.
So you were ready.
It was pretty neat.
And see, what I was worried about, I don't know what's in Arkansas, but I've only been once to Arkansas. I've been a couple of times for soccer, but the one time I do remember, it was the middle of January, and it was like 40. It wasn't even 40. It was like 28 degrees out there and freezing. Was it cold?
It could have been a lot worse. We got kind of lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got a little bit of a break while we were hiking, and it ended up somewhere in like the 50s, and we had some blue sky, which after last week in Alton was great.
Seattle.
Yeah, it's been ridiculous. So no, honestly, it was a great experience, and we had a really fun time.
Whenever I went to the hot springs up in Yellowstone, you know, they have those, I don't know if you call them hot springs, but the geysers or whatever you call them. It was cool.
It's very cool.
But there's like bear stuff laying around, and there's buffaloes wandering. You know, like there's a safety hazard over there in Yellowstone. In Arkansas, did you have any wildlife to watch out for?
No, you know, it's kind of interesting because the park is, unlike a lot of other national parks, it's very much in the town, kind of.
Is it really?
It's like right against the town. So there's a couple of mountains, quote unquote mountains. They call them mountains. I don't know.
Would you call them a bluff or a mountain?
I'd call it a hill. But that's just me. But, you know, so there are a couple, you can get into nature and hike around and enjoy and really see, you know, be in nature. But it's very close to town. So it's not so much like wildlife, but it is kind of the best of both worlds because you're in nature if you want to be, and you're back in town, and it's very cute downtown.
What town is it?
It's Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Oh, is that what they call it?
Yep.
Oh, I should have Googled that.
Isn't that interesting?
What's the vibe of the town? Do they have they embraced the whole we're a national park kind of thing?
Absolutely. It's very cute, to be honest. It reminded me in some ways of downtown Alton just a little bit, but it was, you know, kind of bustling when we were there. And so that was kind of nice to see. And we walked around and checked out some of the shops and boutiques and that kind of thing. It was very cute.
Did they know you were a tourist?
Probably.
See, that's always my dad had this saying, and he still does. Hold on. I got to find a way to sit here.
Right.
I have a sitting problem. We would go, and every time he goes on a trip, he tries to blend in. You know, he doesn't want the tourist thing to show. It shows every time. You know, I haven't told him that yet. He's watching, you know. But for you, do you have like a way to kind of hide the tourist, or do you embrace the tourist?
Well, because we had such a short time there, right?
Yeah.
So we were dressed to go hiking. So in the morning, we went hiking. And then in the afternoon, we kind of walked around the town. So it was very obvious that we were there to hike.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
You know, it was kind of hard to hide it.
So how long was your drive? Because that's about, what, 4 hours?
It's about 7 hours.
Oh, God.
So, yeah.
How far into Arkansas was that?
It's past Little Rock.
Is
so
it that?
is,
Okay,
yeah.
because I was in Little Rock a lot for soccer, not you were past that.
Yeah, it's past Little Rock, just a little bit, but it was about 7 hours, so.
But like you said in the blog, the drive there is a lot easier than the drive coming home, you know?
It's all in what you get used to. Yeah. So the drive there, we're pumped up. We're going on an adventure. It's going to be fun. All of a sudden, it's 10 p.m. and that's a little less fun. It's pouring rain. You're like, oh God, please. But you get through.
So how'd you prepare? Because this is always, I always am either way underpacked or way overpacked, and it's obnoxious. Is that kind of how you are? Have you mastered the whole traveling thing?
I tend to I have not mastered traveling, and I tend to underpack and then be kind of just in a situation where I just have to wear whatever I have.
Same. Yep. So, you just live with it and you get through it. You know.
Yeah, pretty much. And I tend to underprepare for things like that, to be honest with you. So I did a little bit of reading, and then I was like, we'll be fine. It's hiking. It's fine.
Yeah.
And then, we get there, and it's like, well, probably should have brought, like, water bottles and a first aid kit. And, yeah.
So did you bring the Jenga game?
No, we didn't bring the Jenga game.
Because you had to fit the guitar.
There was a lot to fit in. So we had, some of those extra things like Jenga had to go away. So we could prioritize things like a guitar. So, most importantly.
How many went with you?
It was 4 of us total. So
really?
It was a nice little, kind of a packed car, but a nice little group and my good friends.
Keeps it moving.
So, yeah, exactly.
Now, whenever you get down there, I read that you were expecting a little bit of a activity, but little did you know it would turn into an extraneous one.
Yep. Absolutely.
So what turn did you miss?
Well, We're trying to connect. Again, we have one day.
Right, you got to get it all in.
We have exactly what hike we're going to take figured out. We know where we're going to go. We have it planned. We're ready.
Mm-hmm.
So we start going, and immediately we have the map spread out. We're staring at it. We're about 20 feet from the visitor center at this point, and we're like, okay, we're going to go right. And we shouldn't have gone right. So
to the left, always.
Yeah, always to the left. What do you know? But, so we started off a little rough, pretty strenuous beginning, but, it was rewarding then afterwards when we got to just walk around and take it leisurely. So.
Yeah, well, take me through the differences between like a Pierre Marquette hike or a Godfrey hike and a TNI to where you experienced down in Arkansas. What's the terrain like? Is it somewhat similar or a little bit different?
I'd say Pierre Marquette. It's been a second now since I've hiked at Pierre Marquette, but I'd say those paths are a little clearer, maybe. And then, this was a little bit more nature filled, so it was definitely a little bit of a rougher terrain. But that's okay. We got this.
Experiences,
exactly.
And you got to live the dream.
Exactly.
Of going to the hot springs.
And and in the end, that's all that I was really there for. So I was happy all around. It was a good weekend.
Did you ever have a fear when you're in any setting of woods that a bear's there?
And that's probably something I should have Googled. Is like, should I be aware?
I don't know if bears are in our... I'm not saying there are. But like even here, because my house, my parents' house is on the bluffs, so every time I go hiking, it's like you always have this sense of, what if a bear's wandering?
No, very, very real.
Even though there's no bears here, allegedly.
For me, it's snakes, because I just can't stand
real.
them. Yeah, and that is real. Real. You'll run into a snake, and that freaks me out. So I just always am on guard.
So are you a hiking boot wearer, or are you a tennis shoes person?
I underpack, I underprepare.
Yeah.
I'm a tennis shoes
Me
person.
too, though, because I don't like the hiking boots because they feel too heavy when you're just trying to walk around.
Right. Well, it seems too dramatic, too.
Yeah. That's a good point. You go to prepare for Everest and you're at the hot springs in Arkansas.
I don't need that. It was pretty chill, so.
Well, whenever you're writing this, did you ever have a moment where you went back to your fourth grade self and kind of thought about what you wrote about or presented at the time, and then, how it turns and translates to, 23-year-old, 24-year-old Sydney?
Yeah, it's interesting just how, things like that, once upon a time, and it's kind of a joke. It's kind of funny to think about fourth grade me wanting to go to this hot spring, but it's kind of sweet in a way too that, 10, 12, 13 years later, here I am actually doing it, and very full circle, and I'm a completely different person than obviously than I was then.
The year of yes.
The year of yes. So, why not? Why not say yes to things? Why not go on trips like this if you have the ability? Why push it back?
Now, were you the spearheader of the trip, or were your friends?
I was the spearheader.
You were, okay.
Which meant I was also, then my friend said, okay, this is your trip, plan it. So
who drove?
I drove.
Oh,
so
wow.
It was 7 hours, and I tapped, to be fair, I tapped out after hour 6 or so, and was
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I
Thank
think
you.
4 hours is an acceptable transition time.
Thank you.
Yes. Half of the trip, I think, is a transition. Well,
Pretty much.
My thing is I can't drive that far.
Yeah.
I get really, and this is for real, I get really anxious driving myself. Like if I'm
I do too.
So the rule was, and it still kind of is, whenever CJ gets back from Georgia and we start traveling again for wrestling, I don't drive.
Yeah, no,
I'll drive to your house and you can take me around town, but I am not driving 4 hours in a car. I'll ride 4 hours in a car.
And this is the first time that we've gone on a few trips before, me and my friends. This was the first time that it was my car, me driving most of it, and it was stressful.
It is.
I'm going to be honest.
Now, what are the drivers like in Arkansas?
Honestly, they were fine. Probably the hazard was me.
You are too nice. I was going to ask you, you got any Missouri drivers action going on over there?
Me. That was the problem. I was the problem. So.
Well, I just think it's really cool that you get to write about these and really just have fun with them, because it's not very often you get to go do things that you want to do and kind of use them for some of the stuff that you're working on here, and that's cool.
Well, and it's a cool way, too. I was talking to Dan Brandon, our content director, right? And we were talking about how it's interesting, too, because you get to kind of, catalog what you've done and think about it and reflect on it. And that's just, writing is something that's my first love, right? It's just writing in general. So I love being able to do that for Riverbender, too. That's so cool that I have the chance to do that here, and so it's been a great experience. Yeah.
For sure. Now, what music was played on the guitar?
On the guitar?
Did it get played?
It did get played.
Okay, because I was once.
Once. So
hold on here. We got rid of Jenga for a once time around a guitar. Here, hold on.
I know, right? No, but that's what I mean. We had the most depressing playlist on the way there, and then the most depressing music was played on this guitar.
Well, you started off with America, you know.
We started off with America, which is sad.
It
let's
is
be
sad.
honest. It's
It
a sad
is,
song.
you know.
It's a good song. But yeah, we ended up, I think it was like 10 p.m. and we're in Little Rock and the rain is pouring and it's Lover, You Should Have Come Over. And I'm like,
God.
Okay. All right. We need a break.
You know, like Holly Holy or something, you know, maybe. You know.
Something.
So what was your friends' experience? Did they like it too? Was it a good group trip?
Yeah, I think everybody really enjoyed it. You know, none of us really knew for sure what to expect. And this was kind of, again, this is kind of a random trip and kind of one that I was really a big advocate for. So I think everyone was kind of just down for the ride. But everyone enjoyed it and we had a nice time.
Well, something you did before that I didn't do on my first trip. Well, I should have told people what I was doing. My first car was a POS, a 1989 Toyota Camry that stood in this old lady's garage forever. Yeah. It was fine until you realized that all the stuff was rotted out because she never drove the darn thing. And, you know, we decided to take it to the Ozarks.
Ooh, that's a trip. It's a drive.
It was a trip. And especially whenever your tires blow out going down the highway at 70 miles an hour, you know, you did something a lot better than me. You got your car serviced.
Yep, I tried to.
Is that something you kind of advise people, is to make sure your car's checked out before you go take the long haul?
I definitely would. And that being said, I didn't even talk about this in the blog because it still is too fresh. It's too emotional for me. But I started having brake problems like as soon as we started, and just like that grinding noise, you know? And so basically the entire trip was just a level of like anxiety the entire time. But it ended up fine. It's in the shop right now.
You
it's
got
going to
AAA?
get fixed. No, I don't. So we were just hoping for the best. So it was stressful, underprepared, I'm telling you.
But it's fun that way because the stories you can tell are fun from it if you survive it.
It'll
make
be
it
funny.
home.
It'll be funny in a week. Right now it's still too fresh.
Too raw.
but,
Too raw. Now, lunches. You said that you packed some sandwiches up.
Yep, we were prepared as far as that goes. We try to, me and my friends, every time we go on a trip like this, we try to, spend as little money as possible, right? So we can do more.
Yeah,
so we went to Walmart beforehand. Me and my friend, we went and we got all our fixins and we were ready. And we were ready to go.
You got your fixins. What fixins?
Just the basics, ham and turkey and all the good stuff. We got some Lunchables, so we splurged on Lunchables to just add some fun.
There you go. Did it last?
It lasted long enough. Yeah, we got through the trip. We survived that. And road trip food. So all around, it was a win.
What is the blog about this time?
Okay, and I swear I'm not trying to be all coy about it, but I don't know.
You got to feel it out. I even prefaced that. I said we're gonna ask. It probably won't be determined, but we're gonna ask about it, and we'll be told to wait until it comes out. When?
Yeah, next week, next Monday.
Next Monday, and then we'll talk to Sydney again on Wednesday. I like that.
Yeah, very fun.
How are the blogs going? You feeling good about them?
I think so. I think it's been fun, and I'm honored that people seem to like them. So it's been exciting to write and fun to put out there and see what people think.
And I'm wanting to thank Sydney again for getting us those American Express gift cards and the vanilla visas, to keep us all happy upstairs.
Absolutely, yeah.
Totally
Morale.
a legitimate email.
All about morale here.
Sydney, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
10:28, we'll talk to Luis and get the latest from the St. Louis sports scene because, well, he keeps pushing me off. We're going to talk about it next. Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, woman-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Hey Blues, you lost to the worst darn team in the NHL. Luis Noya joins us at 10:33. On this last day of January, my nephew Channing's birthday, my grandpa's what would have been his birthday. Luis, I don't know what the hell happened yesterday, but, I mean, that's got to be embarrassing for the Blues.
It was the last game before the All-Star break, and I think the Blues forgot they had an opponent.
Well, you know what's funny is, not funny, but just something, because you know that I live 2 minutes away from my house, so when I'm in my car, I have your station on 550, and Martin Kilcoyne said it right then and there on the afternoon drive show. He said, hey, they still got to, hopefully they're still checked in and realize that they still got a game to play tonight, and it looks like, well, they've checked out early.
They did, again, that first period, so again, they had a power play in that first period. They didn't only struggle getting into their offensive zone that they didn't. They struggled getting into mid-ice. That's how bad it was. Again, that power play was because there was no energy. And like Bannister said after the game, after the question was asked by Luke Korak, basically the question is, did you get what you deserved tonight?
Right.
And he said yes, because we played cute hockey. I've been covering hockey since 2018. And still learning, but one of the things I learned very quickly, if the any teams try to be cute with the puck, cute with their skating, cute with passing, or making that not good pass, because there's no good passes in cute hockey. It's just trying for the gram, right?
Right.
You're gonna lose because yes, the Blue Jackets are one of the worst teams in the NHL.
Well,
but they're still NHL players.
Well, true, and that's the thing. I don't. You said it right on the nose. And a lot of teams, and it's not just an NHL thing; it's a sports thing. You want to be cute with it. That's fine, but you still got to have some intensity while you do it. The Blues just assigned forward Adam Gaudette to the AHL per 101 about 30 minutes ago. Does that mean anything?
No, again, AHL, it's like the minor leagues for hockey, right? So, the guy in our prospect, in our person that can develop to maybe going with the team. But that right now, it's just something very minor thing, right? It was interesting because, again, the press box was filled last night with scouts, and you see, wow, the Blues it's because they were playing the Blue Jackets. And you got the GM with the Blue Jackets there hosting basically a lot of scouts from all the teams, because the Blue Jackets are going to be trading away a lot of their pieces in the upcoming trade deadline. Well, and in the other side, the Blues, I can see them make one move, but not major.
Yeah, I think it'd be foolish for him to. The only question I have, the Blues were really riding high. They were poised to climb back into a playoff position with that 4-3 overtime win over the Kings. But, this kind of kills momentum when you need it the most heading into the All-Star break, I feel.
Oh, yeah. Again, they were, 5-game winning streak against good teams.
Yeah.
They were. Again, then that's the other thing about this season. They play very well against good teams. And then you got last night, it's just, they got out of the habit of playing down to the teams, but then they did it again last night. So it's a sour taste. You could have just going into the break, at the very, very least, with a 6-point game streak, like getting a point each game, basically.
Yeah.
You didn't get the win in overtime, whatever. But now it's a sour taste. It's a long break too, so that it felt like I always get when teams get eliminated from World Series contentions or Stanley Cup playoffs or series in the playoffs too. But the last night game felt like 1-2-3 Cancun. Like not a lot of Blues are to the All-Star break, so probably a lot of Blues are going to Florida or Vegas, or maybe a couple goes to Mexico for a few days and then goes back to playing, right? But that felt like that too. Like they were checked out since the word go.
Well, and on top of that, Luis, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but I can only imagine, if I'm on the Blues, and I'm not, but if I was, no matter what club it is, what team, what sport, you're a day away from a break. And you hear guys maybe in the clubhouse, the locker room, talking about where they're going, what time they're leaving. I'm sure that leads to frustration in between players, too. Has that happened at all, or is that just something that kind of just happened on the ice and developed?
I think it's just happened on the ice, because I think that even happens because, again, it's so long and you got morning skate, then you got going pregame, whatever. So people talk again.
That's true.
It's like a family, right? But when it came to the intensity going on, it's like, that first period and that second period, they were just missing opens. They're not even missing shots. They were not even taking open chances they had. Like it's like that tells you where they're at. Again, not playing hard, but it's just focus too.
Well, and Luis, hear me out on this, and I know that you're around the team, but this is something I've thought even during their point streak. They still are not playing like men. I'll be honest. It's like watching at times, and I've turned it on for a few minutes and turned it off because I like watching. It's a hard-hitting sport with intensity, and I don't care what anyone says. You got to have that intensity to play. And for a year and a half, it's kind of been there in glimmers and little kind of short previews. But then whenever you're looking for the full thing and you're waiting for that moment to where, boom, just like when we won the Stanley Cup, we're back there and we have that fight. It's just we get close and then we fall right back down on our faces.
here's the thing: what the 5-game winning streak told me is like they can do it, right? They can go in and run the playoffs because again, they were against good teams. But to be a playoff team, again, this is 2 points that they just got away, and they shouldn't. So I don't know what happened. And there's too few games today playing, and there's 2 more today, and that's the break. Hello, break. But entering yesterday, they were in the last playoff position, but tied too. So it wasn't like they had a cushion that they can fall on. Right now, it's again unlike 2019. This team played hard every single night, no matter the opponent.
Exactly.
This is trying to figure out that, and again, last night it was going back to old habits.
100%. Hey, let's switch gears here. St. Louis ties their first friendly. The one against Columbus canceled, but they tied Nashville. They're playing against LA Galaxy in another friendly on Saturday at 12 noon. Any thoughts on this? How is the team kind of getting the cobwebs out as they're getting ready for year 2?
So they were in Florida for about 2 weeks, and then they brought the sunshine. They're back here in St. Louis for the week, and they're gonna speak right now with the media in about 2 hours. But no, they're good. Again, a little bit. Again, it's gonna be weird for them and for everybody because their first game is right now in February against Houston Dynamo for the CONCACAF Champions League, and then we go back again to the full nitty-gritty of the MLS season, right? So, again, and they are going to fly out to LA on, I want to say, Friday. So, they're flying out on Friday and then playing those games on Saturday. The only thing I have, and this is just, again, I want to watch the friendlies, but I don't know where to get them.
So that's my question, and this isn't an insult to the team. This is a league issue. I have never seen a league so bad at distributing content, and whether or not that is game feeds, whether it's to be able to watch any team play or highlights. I mean, you get on Facebook or social media. I don't have X. I think that's a joke. You see the next day all the highlights from the NFL games. You see the highlights from hockey. You see clips of a Cardinals game. What do you see from the MLS? Nothing. And it's like, you want to say you're a viable competitor to these international leagues, but they aren't even close.
Yeah, and it's like even NHL has their preseason, I don't know, televised.
Right.
Spring training. It's again, you can. There was I know there was a time you couldn't get every Cardinal game. Now you can get every spring training Cardinal game.
Well, and why can't City SC broadcast that on their own? Is there a licensing issue with the league?
And that's the thing. Like I'm just saying, like if you can want it, I don't need Joey Sanaboni doing the game. Just give me a camera and go.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's just. I feel like they're missing out on a lot. And maybe City can't stream the game because MLS has the rights to do it, so they have to kind of wait on them. But, I mean, even if it's a league decision, not to stream these games and just have the opportunity for fans to clip them, create shorts with them, and really grow the league. I mean, they're just doing everything wrong. And I don't care what anyone says. The league as a whole is failing. They're failing big time. You can't have a 4-week break during the postseason because you have an international window. You have to treat your league as a serious league, and they don't do that.
Yeah, and that's why when you say it's failing, no, the MLS will still be here for the long run, but it will not catch the big players. It will not be an NFL.
Right.
It will not be a Major League Baseball. It will not be an NBA.
No, 100%. And I'm not trying to be because people think that I dog the MLS all the time and I get comments about it in text, but it's just true. I mean, you want to be a viable competitor. And I'm not even talking international leagues or other leagues in different countries like the EPO and La Liga. You aren't going to compete, but you can at least compete with an NBA or an NHL if you have a good team around you to distribute your material. And, It's just something. Hey, I wanted to ask you if you heard any more on this Vince McMahon thing while I have you. I mean, this has got to be the most disgusting thing I've ever read in my life. Does this kill the the public view of professional wrestling.
I know. I think kills the public view of Vince McMahon.
Well, it should.
Because I think WWE/Endeavor, the parent company with TKO that owns WWE, has done every correct move. On Friday, they basically told Vince, "You're no longer working here either." So they did that, and then the Rumble again. Did you notice that the Rumble was checking up on Saturday night?
Yeah, it was. You could tell that they were in a little bit of a bind because that was not a regularly booked Rumble. I mean, and I didn't watch the whole thing, but just from what I saw, you could tell that that's not what they wanted to do.
And here's the thing: in the glaring, the thing is that a lot of people not involved, but also involved in the lawsuit, but not in the proper lawsuit, is Brock Lesnar, the former UFC champion.
Well, and it sounds like he's going to be in some big trouble. I'm not saying he is now currently, but if this holds true, and it's probably a little bit more than that. I mean, Luis, what amazes me is that because WWE in 2009 decided to throw up the PG logo and not do blood, but it doesn't take away from the 80s, the 90s, the early 2000s where you had time and time again of women and men alike saying that this happened to them, that they had a situation occur. And, it's one of those things where eventually the chickens come home to roost even for a billionaire, but does this affect the WWE's long standing in the public eye, knowing that they basically, if the court documents are correct and the verdict rings true in court, sex trafficked a woman?
True, no, and the charges are, again, it's very, and everybody that is involved will get their day in court. Right. And I think it will not go well for anybody of the people involved. And again, like I told you, I think it's not a win for Vince. Obviously it's not a win, but here's the thing. Vince lost his immunity that he had whenever he sold WWE to TKO and Endeavor.
Well, and two, let me jump on that.
He wasn't the chairman of the board.
Right. And two, and I wanted to ask you this, your thoughts on it. He always had the TV to go out to after an issue. Whenever he had a bad PR day, you could bet he was going to be on television in some capacity just to get his face out there. And now he doesn't have that luxury anymore, and he doesn't have the platform.
Yeah.
It's just interesting. I don't know. I just wanted your thoughts on it. It seemed like it really did throw off the train, before the Royal Rumble. But my thought is, too, I mean, your daughter and son worked for you. Did they know about this? And you're still kind of married, but everyone knows it's a sham? I mean, what? How far into this does it go? And I guess we'll just have to wait and see, huh?
Yeah, and here's the thing, too. One of the reasons Stephanie McMahon left the business is because her father was back.
That's true.
So she knew. And she was disgusted.
You're 100% right, Luis. We'll just have to wait and see. I always value your input. When do the Cardinals leave for spring training?
So camp starts in the 14th with pitchers and catchers reporting. So let's say, I know there's already players there in Jupiter doing drills. But let's say bulk of the team arrives around that week. Also, a quick note. Tomorrow starts the Caribbean Series. And for the people that are aware, I think it's a good follow because Team Puerto Rico's manager is the one and only Javier Molina.
Absolutely. And it's definitely really good to get those insights and see and get the kind of gauge on what you think of a Molina managed team. I like it. I like it.
And his mannerisms and everything.
I love it. Luis, you be safe getting to where you need to go today, and I look forward to talking with you again soon.
I'm almost there. It's good to talk to you, see you, and it's good to see the sun again.
Yes, it is. 10:49, a quick break on this 31st day of January. Our daily show wraps up, and so does the month of January, right after this quick break in the heart of the 618.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonDeAnna.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
I'm leaving on a jet plane. I don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, babe, I hate to go. There's so many times I've let you down. So many times I've played around. I tell you now, they don't mean...
1052. U.S. Senators Tammy Duckworth and Dick Durbin announced $2.8 million to help businesses in rural Illinois transition to solar power. Here's what we know. This funding through the United States Department of Agriculture Rural Energy of America program, known as REAP, will help selectees purchase and install solar arrays to help power their businesses while saving recipients money on power costs, conserving energy, and creating good-paying jobs. This is a press release submitted to us. This is not our writing. Transitioning to solar power will help lead Illinois into the future of a clean, renewable energy while we're creating economic growth and job creation in our state, said Duckworth. With this federal support that was made possible by the Inflation Reduction Act, we're investing in our farmers and rural businesses to help them save more of their hard-earned dollars by reducing their electric bills while also conserving energy. A quote from Durbin, these REAP projects are funded by the Biden administration using part of a $1 billion that Congress provided in the historic Inflation Reduction Act. This program helps farmers and rural businesses save money in electric bills by installing renewable energy and electricity on site, and also improves the competitiveness of their products to meet growing consumer demand for climate-smart purchases. The solar recipients to receive the funding for the purchase and installation are as follows: in Alton, STO LLC, Freer Auto Body and Accessories, Athletes in Action in Alton, Arlington Greens in Granite City, and Livingston Pipe and Tube in Staunton. Those are the ones that are local to us. For the full 16 recipients, that's available on the RiverBender.com press release. So, and by the way, that is just a press release. Please note that that was not written by us, because it does have a little bit of some lean to it. I did want to fill you in. As you guys know, this is the last day of January, but most importantly, it's the kind of kickoff to something that, you know, I really, really find important. Hold on here. Moving too quick today. At Centerstone, I think that they do wonderful work. And as somebody that's had to utilize Centerstone myself years ago when I went through all of my problems and, cleaned myself up, and I'm honest about it, I'm very open about it, because if you can't be open and honest about yourself, then you can't be in public eye. And so I'm very, very honest about that. And, there's so many people that don't think that there's a future during recovery, especially if they're still in the midst of battling that addiction issue. So if you're looking for a fresh start on the road to recovery, a life free of addiction is truly possible, and it starts at Centerstone. Centerstone is truly a national leader in mental health and substance use disorder treatment for people of all ages. With a commitment to delivering care that changes people's lives, emphasize that point. Centerstone's dedicated clinicians use evidence-based practices and treatment programs. So listen to this. This means the recovery care plan developed for you will be based on the latest science, not just a catch-all like some organizations do. You are getting a unique treatment that is suitable based on science and results. There's so many unknowns on the road to recovery, but one thing you can know for sure is that Centerstone will be a constant guiding force for you on your journey. So addiction really can happen to anyone. Trust me, I know. So you can recover, and recovery can happen to anybody. It's possible. I know. So start working towards your recovery today by visiting Centerstone online at recoverwithus.org. That's recoverwithus.org, or by calling 1-877-HOPE 123. That's 1-877-HOPE 123, or visit recoverwithus.org. I'm very excited to start this with Centerstone, and I mean truly excited, because I know this segment's going to help so many. I mean, we all know of somebody, whether or not they're in our family, our group of friends, that it's time to really start talking and just maybe relaying information that it might be time to start seeking some help. And with the partner that we have at Centerstone, we are so excited for the next 6 months of sharing their information, so that way, even if you don't need it now, eventually you might. And it's that information that you're better off knowing ahead of time before you need it than to need it and not know the information when it happens. So please visit recoverwithus.org. That's recoverwithus.org. And we are so very excited to start our conversations with Centerstone in just a few short weeks. And with that being said, it's been a really great start of the year for us. And, I just want to thank all of you, really. I've had, and I'm not bragging, I don't get very many opportunities to talk about the growth of the show, because when you're as busy as the team is here at RiverBender, people think that we have like 100 people working for us. We don't. We have a handful of folks that are dedicated to the local community. And just for all of you that have reached out, that have said, hey, I really appreciate your show, I think it's great. The ones that tag me and stuff on Facebook and just stop by at the Quick Trip and tell me how good of an interview something was. It means a lot, because I know that you're obtaining the information and utilizing it to be informed about your community, because that's why local media is so important. And I mean that. Local media isn't about reporting what car went into a ditch, okay? That's not news. News is something that is about developments. It's about, keeping the public informed on government-related issues and business opportunities and all those wonderful things. Kind of making someone feel embarrassed about a car accident and plaster them on the front page of your paper isn't news. But what we do here is try to provide you a daily dose of local from all aspects of our Riverbend region, and I'm so happy to do that with the team and with all of you. One resource that I always encourage people to go to is Hainer Library, because we need partnerships in order for me to stay talking behind this microphone. And Hainer Library has been one of our best partners, and I mean that truly. Mary Cordes, I have never spoken to a group of people before, and I've talked to so many workers from the library, employees, that say Mary Cordes is the best choice for the executive director spot. Every one of them in unison, in one voice. She is a great leader for Hainer, and she has a wonderful staff, and I mean truly wonderful staff behind her to provide us that door to opportunity, adventure, and research and knowledge. Whether or not you're a high school student getting ready for that final research paper for your honors history class or English paper, it's there for you, those resources. Or if you're at home, get your library card, because I know you're paying $30 for Netflix a month when you can get ad-free for free, streaming with Biblio Plus. There's a bunch of opportunities that await you, and all you got to do is go to HanerLibrary.org. That's HanerLibrary.org. I will see you all on Thursday. So on that note, have a great Wednesday, and just try your best to stay out of jail.
Oh, yes, he did. He said it would.